welcome to another episode of the Nightly News. I'm Chris Lee here with LPNN, bringing you all the news that is news, and none of the news that isn't, most of the time. Don't forget, tonight's episode is brought to you by H&R Block, and here at Page, Arizona, 608 Elm Street. Don't forget that tax deadline is coming up very soon. Make sure to support local companies that support us. It helps us get you the news in real time. Speaking of real news in real time, we have an update for you. We did broadcast it earlier as well, and we talked about it a little last night, so I'm going to go ahead and read some of this here for you. As we broadcasted last night, Great Lakes Aviation has pulled the plug on flight operations here in Page, Arizona, and many other places as well, as of midnight last night. Customers who were holding tickets for travel after that time were told to seek refunds through whatever agencies they had purchased those tickets through. Their official press release is as follows. Great Lakes suspends scheduled turboprop flight operations at midnight tonight, Monday. Great Lakes will suspend scheduled flight operations as an air carrier. Although we are ceasing flight operations, it is important to note that the company has not entered bankruptcy and will continue to operate certain segments of the business. We will continue to support the ADI flights operating between Denver, Pierre, and Waterton. For those customers who are holding tickets on flights on or after 3/27/18, please contact your original booking source for a refund. If booked directly with Great Lakes, call 1-800-554-5511. This morning, Teresa, a.k.a. Lois Lane, approached Mayor Dyack on what this might mean for Page and how it would affect things here, along with a list of other questions. And the mayor has given us an official statement. This is the statement from the mayor. I'm going to go ahead and read this for you real quick. On the evening of March 26, 2018, the city of Page received notice from Great Lakes Airlines that Great Lakes Airlines would stop air service in and out of Page effective immediately. The city had no prior knowledge of a potential termination of air service. This development is obviously very concerning, and the city is evaluating all options as well as impacts to the community and the airport. Commercial airline service into Page is provided under the Essential Air Service, or EAS, program. The United States Department of Transportation manages the EAS program. As such, the city has very limited authority with respect to carriers operating under EAS, and is dependent on the U.S. Department of Transportation to select a carrier upon notification of the situation with Great Lakes Airlines. The city immediately reached out to the United States Department of Transportation in an attempt to work with the United States Department of Transportation to minimize the immediate impacts of the stoppage and reestablish EAS service as quickly as possible. At approximately 3 p.m. today, the United States Department of Transportation released a request for proposals seeking replacement essential air services on an emergency basis. Although the timeline for restored EAS service into Page is still unknown, the deadline for the requests for proposals is April 3rd, 2018. We thank you all for your patience as this develops. This is from Mayor Dyack. So that's obviously big news for everyone here today. It affects all of us. And also some other small communities that Great Lakes Airlines served as well. Let's hope we can get that sorted out soon. All right. Moving on to other local news. The Page, Arizona Housing Survey Online is still ongoing and will help the city determine what the citizens think the issues are with current housing problems. Don't forget to take that survey and let your voice be heard. Along with that topic, tonight at Page City Hall, there are 2 meetings going on that are directly related to that survey. One that started at 5 o'clock is the Community Development Advisory Board meeting. On that agenda is the housing study presented by Michael Baker International, the sales tax and economic development presentation, and discussion or possible action with the Navajo Village Agreement. Don't worry if you missed it or were not able to get down there. Our intrepid reporter, Teresa Bowlby, is down there broadcasting live right now, and You can check that out right here on Facebook after the news, as she will also be covering the meeting at 6:30 p.m., also at Page City Hall, the Community Housing Needs Workshop. If you miss either of those live, don't forget you can always come back here later and rewatch them. And in the future, don't forget to like the Facebook page and enable notifications to be alerted whenever we do a live broadcast in the future. In another announcement, LPNN is now live streaming our nightly news and other events on YouTube. As well, for those people who would rather that format. For people that would prefer the YouTube format over the Facebook format. They either maybe you don't have a Facebook profile, or you just prefer a more organized playlist for videos in the future. Don't forget to check us out over there and subscribe to stay updated on all the news happening in real time. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our, let's see here. There we go. Our local events. Let's make sure we're on the right day. Today's the 27th, so tomorrow is the 28th. All right, tomorrow at 10 a.m., we have DVD exercises at the community center. Let's see, also at 10 a.m., but at the Page Public Library, is Baby Playtime with the theme of 5 Fingers. Let's see what else we have. At 10:45 a.m. at the Page Public Library is Happy Easter Mouse. And let's see what else we have here. What else do we have? All right. At 1 p.m. at the library, Adults Learn Computer at the library. At 3 p.m. at the library, we have Wii Gaming and Laptop Computers. And at 6:15 is the Community Center's new Zumba. Don't forget, that's free for everyone. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the weather and see if it's going to work for us tonight. I believe it might. Possibly. Let's see. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's see. Oh, maybe. Maybe. Uh-oh. It's not going well. Oh, no. Oh, wow. That is all kinds of weird stuff going on over here. Let's see. There we go. All right. Hey, look at that. We actually have the weather, and it's working today. So it looks like tonight we're going to have a low of 41. Tomorrow we have a high of 68 with a low of 44. But as you can see, the wind is definitely going to be picking up later in the day, close to 15 miles an hour. On Thursday, we're going to have a high of 67 with a low of 47, and the winds drop off. Friday, a high of 74. We're breaking 70 again with a low of only 50. The winds will be picking up a little bit later Friday night, and the high on Saturday will be darn near 80 degrees. Look at that, 79 degrees on Saturday for a high with a low of 54. So it does look like the temperatures are kind of getting back up in there. All right, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we have some state news from the Office of the Governor. New law cracks down on wrong-way driving. Wrong-way drivers under the influence of drugs or alcohol will now face felony charges under a law signed by Governor Doug Ducey today. The bill, which Governor Ducey called for in his January State of the State address, is part of an aggressive effort by Arizona to curb wrong-way driving. HB 2243 would automatically charge an impaired wrong-way driver on the highway with a felony. In addition, the proposed fiscal year 2019 budget provides funding to add resources for an enhanced wrong-way driver night watch to improve response times to wrong-way and impaired drivers. We wake up too frequently these days to the report of another death on our highways, a wrong-way driver, and in many cases it comes back to drugs or alcohol, Governor Ducey said in his January address. You'd think it was too obvious by now, but to anyone out there who hasn't gotten the memo, booze, drugs, and driving don't mix. Your actions are beyond foolish. They are lethal, and we will not tolerate it. Curbing wrong-way driving and improving public safety are a major focus for Governor Ducey. 2 out of 3 wrong-way crashes are caused by impaired drivers, and often these drivers have blood alcohol levels more than twice the legal limit. In June of 2017, Governor Ducey called on the Department of Public Safety, the Arizona Department of Transportation, and his Office of Highway Safety to immediately take action to prevent wrong-way driving. This resulted in the installation of a thermal camera system on Interstate 17 between I-10 and Loop 101 that detects wrong-way vehicles entering the highway. The innovative Arizona pilot project was the first in the country. Already this year, the system has detected 12 wrong-way drivers. None of these incidents resulted in a vehicle reaching the mainline freeway or causing a crash. If you'd like to know more about that, check out azgovernor.gov for the rest of the story. That will be the end of our news tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, check out our YouTube channel, subscribe that, and like it. Make sure you follow it. And that way, if you want to check out what's going on YouTube, you can. Or if you have people or friends, anyone that's out there that doesn't have a Facebook account, or maybe they don't like social media, they can check it out over there instead of coming here to Facebook. Thank you very much for joining us. Tonight's episode was brought to you by H&R Block. We will catch you guys tomorrow night on YouTube and here on Facebook for another episode of the Nightly News. Don't forget to stay tuned. There is a live broadcast going on right now from City Hall with the Community Advisory Development meeting, and there is another meeting coming up right after that at 6:30. We'll see you guys on the next one.